Hi, this is Arun from arunsyoga.in. I'm a software engineer who mostly work with Node.js, PHP, and other backend technologies. And I'm an open source contributor as well. I'm a tantric by birth in a family which is passing tantric wisdom from generations to generations from past 2000 years of legacy, and got lucky to travel across India and got chances to study under various gurus from different backgrounds and disciplines. You could connect with me in arunsyoga.in. Here I'm helping you to design a divine lifestyle which is based on Vedic astrology, tantra, and other yogic system of understanding. Hello and welcome to another episode of our Vedic reading series. This episode of number 22, we are joining with the former adult entertainer, certified yoga and nutrition coach Felicity Feline. Here in this particular episode, we are analyzing her chart along with her dog called Feline and going through her vision and self understanding. However, welcome to our Vedic reading series, episode number 22, The Self Journey of a Porn Warrior Felicity Feline.
Okay.
So, hi, thank you for joining me today. Like, after many times of trying. So, tell me, why did you join? Like,
Why did I join?
yeah,
Join what?
join on the podcast.
Oh, well, as you know, I think we talked about, I grew up with a really big interest in astrology. My grandmother was an astrologist and she didn't do Vedic astrology like you said you do, but um I studied it for a long time, just was pretty fascinated with how it kind of tied in with human psychology, and it helped me learn a lot about myself and other people, and I've used it as a tool for most of my life, just getting to know how I'd be in relationships with others and just how to sort of understand and control myself better. So yeah, as far as my birth chart, I find it pretty fascinating how accurate it is. Like I'm a Cancer on the cusp of Leo. My birthday is July 21st, and my rising sign's Aquarius. My moon is Aries. My Mercury is Leo. My Venus is in Leo. My Mars is in Taurus. And those are the main ones I focus on, right? Because they're the closest to us. But yeah, so I've looked into my chart so much, just getting to know myself. And so when you were telling me that you were interested in looking at my chart and explaining it, I was super curious. I just apologize it took so long because my schedule is so crazy, and I'm a little unorganized sometimes when it comes to scheduling because I have things that just pop up and change every day. So yeah, so I'm happy we're here.
So you also does the adult entertainment job, and like, apart from other people who does it, like you also do the yoga, and the you also help people to seek self. So how do you see that? Do you actually seek yourself in adult entertainment world, or what is that happening with you?
Yeah, so I consider myself like a multifaceted person, right? I work in entertainment. I worked in the adult industry for a while, shooting adult videos and modeling. And now I don't shoot from any mainstream companies anymore in porn, but I do modeling and I have my own subscription sites. So I get to pick and choose what I want to do, and I'm in control of what I create essentially and put out there. But that was sort of just a means to an end. I was young and I had the opportunity to get in that industry. I was offered a lot of money when I was younger, and I was a bit impulsive, and I'm from Long Island originally, from New York. And it was an opportunity for me to move to LA and make money at an early age. So I took it. And even though I went to college for nutrition, and I was heavily involved in sports and music, and I've been a drummer my whole life. I have always loved playing drums and music, and I just wasn't sure at that age how I was going to really make a career out of just music or even nutrition at that time, because I didn't want to go to grad school. I didn't want to get a doctorate's degree. I wanted to go out to California and explore and learn about myself. And so I kind of took a offbeat path, I guess you could say. And it was risky in a sense, like I was leaving my home and everything I knew, but I was 21 and kind of just packed up a suitcase. And as soon as I was done with school, I just kind of moved out. And I'm pretty good at networking and making opportunities for myself. So it was sort of easy for me to find my path. And I've been out here for 8 years now. And I mean, I love it. This is my home. And I've been able to make money in a lot of different ways, which is great. And now, as I've gotten a bit older, and I'm in my late 20s now, so now I'm trying to focus more in health and fitness and move away from the adult industry. But it's definitely gave me a cushion of making money, and like the fact that I'm able to support myself off of OnlyFans is great, right? Because like my hard work working for companies paid off, and so I can live a very relaxed lifestyle and, kind of on my own terms. Like I can work by my own schedule and do what I want to do. So I'm happy about that. I guess now I'm just trying to focus on, I'd say like the next chapter of my life, where I'm getting a little bit older and more mature, and I want to focus on helping people and getting back into nutrition and teaching yoga. So yeah, it's kind of, I guess I would sum up like my life the past 10 years.
So in yoga, how do you what do you mean by yoga? Like most of the peoples from the West, when I am speaking about the yoga, they see the yoga as the kind of a stretching exercise, like kind of upside down and taking their body parts here and there, things like that. Like, but the yoga, the Sanskrit term yoga defines is like, it's the its means is that the union with the absolute, like the absolute in the sense the cosmic union with the true self. So what do you want to achieve through yoga? Like you want to do the exercise part, or come to the true self, or what is that like?
Yeah. So, I mean, I was an athlete my whole life, right? I played soccer and I was a gymnast, and I grew up riding dirt bikes, motorcycles. So I was very active growing up, and I have a lot of high energy. Um, and that can relate, I think, a lot to astrology because I have a lot of fire in my chart. So I have just a lot of internal fire that I have to put into channels, like into outlets. And for me, exercise and sports were always a great outlet for me, as well as drumming, because like playing the drums is a very physical thing. And so those types of physical movements and exercises are, I feel like, more masculine, right? And as I was getting older, like from high school and then into college, I started exploring more of my yin, like my more feminine energy. And I got into dancing, and I was always very flexible, like from doing gymnastics and sports. And then I started taking yoga classes and doing online classes and watching at home videos, mainly to help with my posture, because I also found out when I was younger that I had a mild case of scoliosis. So my spine was kind of on a curvature, and I was trying to help my posture and align my spine. So I started doing like a lot of postural videos and yoga to help my alignment, right? And from there, I mean, I just kind of fell in love with the inner peace it gave me. Like it helped calm my mind a lot. And I've always had trouble meditating, like just sitting still and focusing on my breathing, even like that's kind of hard for me sometimes because I always want to move. So I found like with yoga, I was able to kind of find inner peace and stillness by just holding certain poses, right? And like focus on my breathing, but I'm still engaging in some type of stance, like some type of pose, right? So like the asanas essentially like that I'm getting into, I would try to align that with whatever physical focus I wanted to achieve, right? Like if I wanted to open up my hip flexors, I could get into a pigeon pose or something to kind of release that energy. So for me, like I understand some people focus more on the meditation part with yoga, and like I think that's great. I think yoga is a very individual thing, right? Like people can have different experiences with it, and it should just be about exploring your own body and learning about yourself. So like when I have clients and I'm teaching them, the first thing I'll kind of ask is like, do they have a purpose with what they're trying to achieve with yoga? Like, you know, do we want to focus on a certain part, like certain parts of your body? Do you want to just reach more of a relaxed state, you know? And so from there, like I'll try to create sequences that are based on their goals. Similar to like when I have nutrition clients, you know, like we talk and I get to know like what they're trying to achieve with their health, you know? So similarly, like I try to do that with yoga. And for me, yoga has just been really great at balancing my feminine and masculine energy. So I guess like that's what I would say would be like the main purpose of yoga in my life. And um, I got certified to teach like a year and a half ago during COVID, which was great because like I really used that time to learn about my body and study and just explore, I guess, different styles and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of my path that I got into yoga. I hope that kind of answers your question.
So the actually the Sanskrit term the yoga means the finding the absolute, like it's a I wrote a book also which is called Cosmic Engineering and Orgasmic Continuum. Like when we get into our own true self, we will actually goes deep into the orgasmic self. Like um the orgasm or the like for example, if we try some kind of medicines or things like that, we will get a kind of ecstasy. The similar way sometime we may get it in while having sexual intercourse, like a kind of ecstasy. So that is taking that ecstasy into the everyday life. Every seconds of the life is actually called the yoga vidya, like it's a union with the true self. So in which that is there is something called a Kata Yoga. Kata Yoga is the something which we stretch body here and there. Then Raja Yoga, that is mind alone, training the mind to see what to see. Like mind will see many other things, like right, like mind can see whatever which it is got thought to see. Like for example, um this is a computer, you feel this is a computer because there is somewhere in your mind which is imprinted that this is a computer. That's why it is remembering that this is a computer, correct? So this is how the mind is got trained. So we could actually train the mind to see what to see. That is called Raja Yoga. So the true purpose of the yoga is to get union with the absolute, as far as the what is that Patanjali Maharshi, who is the founder of the yoga, actually says. So
Right.
What is it?
And no,
Yeah.
I said, right. I completely can resonate with that. And I think another thing too, like how you said the orgasmic self. I mean, I've always been very in touch with my sexual energy too. And I think that's why I went down that road of working in the adult industry, because I felt I'm very sexually expressive, and yoga was like even a deeper way for me to connect with my physical self, but almost turn my sexual energy into a more healing energy, right? That I mean, this sounds a little woo woo, like sounds out there, but like through yoga, I was almost more able to connect to my inner divine self, like my inner goddess, right? That was deeper than any sexual expression that I've experienced. So it's helped me focus more on my inner beauty, rather than focusing on the outside world, the physical realm. So that's another thing that it's helped me with. It's just helped me become more comfortable with who I am as a person.
See, the more you go deeper, you can actually understand the our own self is actually half feminine and half men. Like whatever the quality which is being expressive, like some people express the femininity more, some people express the male things more. But the thing is, like there is a way to unite those two together. Like we can actually get the orgasm not just by touching our body or by sleeping with somebody. Like we could actually get the orgasm through meditation also. That is the end point. Like it's like we get the orgasm itself, and we can get that orgasm itself. We can get the access to the uh, orgasm itself whenever we need it without falling down. Like for example, we know that while we are getting into the orgasmic ecstasy, from that point we collapse always. Like we can come down, like from there we can actually stay over there, like whenever we need you know
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, and like that was the big thing that's attracted to me to yoga, just because, like I was saying before, I feel like I have a very intense balance of masculine and feminine energy, just like growing up an athlete and growing up playing drums and doing a lot of activities that a lot of men do. So I've had to kind of channel in my masculine energy to do those things, but I also want to balance my feminine energy. And like for me, like yoga and dancing has really been a good way to channel that. So I feel the same way. I hear that.
and talking about the divine goddess you are speaking about, like uh, the universal soul is actually feminine because it gives birth, right? Like it's regenerate. So that is the quality of female actually. Like so in Lalita Sahasranamam, this is one of the tantric texts which in South India has the Lalita Sahasranamam. So this is like how we actually access the divine feminine. Like there is 7 chakras, Muladhara, like that it starts like 7 chakra. From that, through those chakras we could actually evoke the prana and take into higher order, like the higher dimensions of the existence. Uh, so that is how we access the divine feminine. So
Wow. Okay.
there is a technology, like for it is been given to experience it more and more, like which has been practiced from many years. So yeah, let's have a look into your chart now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But well, before you do, I'm just curious, how did you get into astrology?
Like astrology is the occupation, like from my family tradition. And so
Okay.
in India, people say there is caste is existing, but in India there is a group of people, they are actually specialized into a particular thing from generations to generation. Like for us, we have actually specialized into the astrology, and this is basically called South Indian Tantra. Like not exactly just the right now, the most of the people see the tantra as the sexual experiments. Like they put the pain into the pleasure, how to transcend the pain into pleasure. Many things they put in a bedroom, that they put that they label as tantra. But that also just a part of tantra. It's not like that is not just the tantra. Like tantra is all about like awakening the our kundalini shakti into sahasrara, like taking it into the higher consciousness. That is what the tantra is mostly about. And it is female oriented worship method. Like we see the universe as the goddess. It's not the male oriented. Like it's not a male god. It's a goddess.
Yeah. Yeah. No, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
What was that?
No, that makes a lot of sense. I get that.
Do is that kind of answering your question? Like
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, I'm really curious to hear what you have to say about my chart.
yeah, so the basically the chart is being actually used to predict people. Some people's comes mostly to predict their own self, like what is going to happen, what is actually happening, and all those things. But the reality is like it's a key to unlock our own true self. Like we can actually transcend many energy by looking at into the chart, and order ourselves in many different places in order to achieve higher consciousness. That is what the Vedic chart is basically says. It's a tantric chart, like it's a blueprint to get more into higher consciousness.
Yeah.
So I'll share my screen.
And would this be considered a Vedic chart that you were doing?
Yeah, this is Vedic chart.
Okay.
Why?
No, because I don't know if I've ever looked at a Vedic one.
You have to
Yeah.
go through the chart which I have shared you. I have actually shared you the chart. Have you ever gone through that? Like,
Yeah, no, I did when you sent it to me. And I mean, I was a little confused. I didn't understand all of it. Because I mean, they see like the ascendant and um like would these would be the planets like the Sa and Ra?
yeah, Mars, Ketu, Sun, Mercury, Venus, Jupiter, Rahu,
Okay.
Saturn, Ascendant, and Moon. So this is the planetary positions in your chart, and so your nakshatra is the Revati. Revati is your nakshatra. So what does this mean? Like, so when you get birth, like not just planets we look into the Vedic chart, we are also look into the uh, group of stars which ascendant is pointing to when you are getting birth actually.
Gotcha.
So Revati is the group of stars, and this has a very much of the mystical features which actually help us. Like that is something which is actually helps you to relate yourself with the deeper nature of the mystical experiences basically.
Gotcha. Okay.
Acha means Hindi.
This is all off your website.
Yeah, this is my website. um Third padam Revati. So there is a yoga which is been associated with each nakshatra. Like your Revati has your own yoga. Like it's a nakshatra yoga, then it has a kriya also associated with it. Like yoga and kriya is the two different things. So yoga is more about the physical exercise like hatha yoga, but the kriya is the tantric technique which actually help us to connect with the divine feminine. So there is one kriya is associated with the Revati Nakshatra that you could find in my website.
Okay.
Hmm. So this is your soul animal, peacock.
A peacock. That's my
Yeah,
soul animal.
correct. According to Vedic astrology.
Okay. And so could you describe that type of personality?
Um, See, you know the peacock, right? It's like to show off.
Okay. So like
So
expressive.
yeah,
Okay.
so this is how it's manifest in your personality. You like to be more expressive.
Yeah, which is definitely true.
So this is your tree. Like each nakshatra is associated with one tree. This is your tree. No, no, this is a
Butter
tropical plant.
tree.
Huh?
A butter tree.
Yeah,
Very
butter
cool.
tree. Correct. This is there in your country, or how is it working?
Oh no, I see it. Yeah.
It is there.
The butter tree. Yeah.
So how does it works is like eat. See, when we go to you are a nutrition coach, like when we go near to some kind of trees or some kind of plants, we feel a kind of vibration, a connection with the
Yeah.
plants.
Yep.
Each
Yeah.
plant has a different vibration. So this butter tree is your nakshatra tree, which means that you could connect easily with the soul of this butter tree.
Wow. Okay. I kind of
So
want to get
what-
seeds and plant. I kind of want to plant them.
so you can plan this. Like in India, we worship the plants. That this is the reason. Like we could easily connect with the plants.
Yeah.
So this is how the group of stars looks like in sky.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, could you so I was kind of interested in like the actual chart that she wrote.
Yeah, we will come to there. Like
Okay. Yeah, no, I was just curious as far as like the planets when I did my own birth chart, like the Eastern, I guess the Eastern astrology or
hmm,
the West, like the Eastern versus the Western astrology, like if there was significant differences.
yeah,
Because like,
there are
okay, yeah, because I
there
mean,
are
like what
20
you're,
there are
sorry, go
24
ahead.
there are 24 degree of differences there each planet,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and it makes a lot of difference. And your gana is actually deva, god. Like you are a kind of uplifting person.
Yeah. Yeah, which I would agree. Like, I mean, I have a lot of natural energy and I feel like a lot of I feel like the main purpose of myself to the world is to inspire and help other people live their best life. So I'm very much like a radiator, like I radiate my energy outward. And I spend a lot of time alone building my energy so I can unleash it to the world to inspire other people, you know. But I definitely, yeah, I like to express and to share my inner fire to other people. So I would agree.
So you are a kind of deva. Okay, deva means deva, what does it mean? Like deva is godly nature.
Okay.
So in India, we classify human beings into three nature. One is Sura, like which is godly nature, Asura, that is like demonic nature. Then another third category is human nature. So like from these three, like in India, we don't believe that the gods are on in the up the sky. It's living among us.
Yeah.
So and you have a Swatic nature.
What does that mean?
Inner peace, you can easily find inner peace easily. You can make the balance in your own self easily.
Yeah.
Sattvic nature, like uh, it's like, see, rajasic nature people and tamasic nature people is also there. Like nature people, they will actually you know like they reply very easily. Like you say something and they will say suddenly something else. Like it's easy to get quarrel with them. And
Yeah.
tamasic nature people, they put down people like, oh, you are bad, you are bad, you are that thing, you are stupid. Like they always put down people, they can easily put down people easily. And swatic nature people, which you are into, like you use a kind of viveka while speaking. You
Okay.
speak wisely
Yeah, which I would agree. I think I use my words pretty well.
and you think also wisely.
Yeah.
Your Buddha, there is 5 Buddhas associated with each nakshatra. So this one is Akash, ether. So you see the sky, like your mind is like sky, very explosive nature. Like you dream a lot, like higher dreams you get.
Yeah. Yep. That's definitely very true.
And what kind of higher dreams you get?
I mean, I'd like to think that I feel very connected with like a universal energy, right? Like a force beyond myself. Like when I think about the future, I think beyond myself. Like I think in terms of how can I create energy to affect and change other people? Like I have dreams beyond myself. Like I want to radiate energy that affects everything around me, you know? And I like just a greater force beyond myself. So I guess I always have visions about just higher power, higher energy, but in a positive way. Like I not in a selfish way. And I mean I have very intense dreams that tend to be sometimes predictive of the future. Like I have sometimes like a psychic energy that I can tap into. So I'd say that makes sense because sometimes I feel like my energy is, like you said, kind of within the sky, like above. I don't know if that makes sense, but I could feel that. I could feel that. Sometimes my problem is though I get a little too spacey and then I need to spend time to kind of ground myself back into reality. You know what I mean? So sometimes I have to like focus on finding that balance and not being too far out in the sky.
So here the so as I have said, the soul has two parts. Like it has Shiva, which is masculine, and the Shakti, which is feminine, like yin and yang. So like in and you are familiar with the symbolism yin and yang, right?
Right.
So
Somewhat. Yeah.
so in India, we have Ardhanarishwara, like Shiva and Shakti. Like Shakti cannot be separated from Shiva. Like Shiva is the part of Shakti. So we worship that kind of symbolic expression. So in your soul, the Shakti is more, the divine feminine is more than that of the divine masculine.
Okay. Got
And
it.
how does it manifest is like it make you more creative. like you're
Okay.
putting tattoo all across your body.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely, I feel I have a creative spirit. You know, that's why I have a lot of different outlets to get my energy out, especially through music and writing. And
So yeah, music also the like, is the self-expression. Like I also does the music, like it's a way to connect with the peoples very easily also, like,
yeah, definitely.
we can
The
actually say,
kappa.
yeah,
Oh,
we can
sorry. I was,
actually say what we want to say to the public very easily through the music, you see.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So this is Kabha. Your yeah, the kind of diseases you might get into is like because of the Kabha. Like Kapha is means the cough actually, like literally meaning, but the tactically how does it manifest is like, um, it may slow down. Sometimes you can slow down your progress of growth. Like laziness can impact you very easily.
Wait, so is this the kapha veda pitta?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, so it says kaf. So I'm primarily kapha. It's saying kapha.
Yeah.
Okay, so isn't kapha like related to earth more
Uh,
so than like pitta's more fire and veta's more air?
Um, see, Vata is more wind.
Oh, vata. Right, right.
Vata is windy, like it goes super fast. Kapha is like, yeah, more earthly energy, like it's more grounded, like it slows down.
Okay. So what would you say, like based on the kapha nature, food and diseases? Like I'm reading, it's um diseases occurring to imbalances of the watery,
Hmm.
like what increased fluid in the organism. So do you have any advice like how I would balance my kapha? Like what would be the best way to balance it?
Like, yeah, that thing is you're doing, like you're doing the yoga, like taking the watery, like it's a seduction. Like kapha is kind of seduction, kind of, it's a seductive, like it slows down and you slowly, okay, I don't want to lunch, okay, like that you will go slows down. So that is how the kapha works basically. But the perfect balance is like taking out the water from your body, like you're doing the perfect thing, like you're balancing it with the yoga.
Okay.
So if you stop doing the yoga and things like that, like meditation and things like that, you can actually feel that you will get more seductive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like seductive in the sense, some kind, you feel like you have taken some kind of seductive materials, like,
Yep. Yep, absolutely.
so Pushan, this is the your god actually, sun god of nourisher, the protective deity. So yeah, so you do the nutrition things. So basically your god that is actually connect to, like god in the sense it's a metaphysical entity that connects to your soul, is actually is a nourisher.
Okay. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. Because I mean, I always felt like I love nourishing and taking care of other people and helping them reach their optimal level of health. So I could see that connection for sure.
So this is the kriya. And your yoni is gacha, elephant. So this is the way you could actually, you need to, you like to go so deep, so in order to help yourself to reach the higher ecstasy. So this is the one way you could easily connect with your partner, one
This is
position.
okay. Oh wow. 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 Okay. That's funny because that's something I have to say that's a position that like I haven't done a lot, but that's very interesting.
So you could actually use this to connect to your partner. So like there is 12 yonis, each nakshatra has I mean there are 12 yonis which has been classified into 12 nakshatras according to the Kama Sutra.
Okay.
So that is also part of the tantra. So basically people are taking only this part, and because it has more economical value.
Got it. Wow. That's very cool.
So these are the things, these are the things about your nakshatra. Mm, so this is what you are more interested in, though, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in both, but like, yeah, I'm very curious to hear your interpretation of this because I am not necessarily familiar with all of this.
Okay, the Tanu Bhava or the self which is ascendant, that is ascendant, yeah, that is probably like. Then the Dhana Bhava, there is moon is staying. So Dhana Bhava is the about the wealth you create. So
Wait, Arun, sorry, could you wait 1 second? I just need to get water. I'm just really thirsty. 1 second.
okay,
Be right back.
okay. Um, So in your second house, which is Dhana Bhava, there is moon. Moon is actually it's a female energy, feminine energy. Okay, that is staying on the second house. So the creation of the wealth you make is through the blessing of the female energy. Like uh, do you need any clarification in that? Like,
No, I get that. I'm trying to remember what the second house. I'm looking it up quick. Second house
is the moon.
astrology. Okay, so and the second house is about possessions, money, material things, earnings, expenditures. So does that? I guess I could think of it like the moon is a more nurturing, feminine.
Yeah,
Like has a
it's dark energy, it's a divine, like female goddess. It is like
okay.
female energy, like it's connected to night also. Like when the moon goes, I mean the full moon, when the full moon comes, like the people, there are mystic people, they dance like they druidry, the system of druidry and things like that. There people will get united and they start dance and things like that. So in Dhana Baba, there is moon is staying, and the moon is actually very powerful, like it's a goddess. Like in full moon time, sometimes the women also get the menstrual pus and things like that.
Got it.
So that is staying on the second house, that is in your Dhana Bhava. And Bendu is Mars. So you fought very easily.
I say that again.
You will fight very easily. Like, see, for example, you found that something is with you, like you're possessed with something. Like, for example, mm, this is my thing, this is Felicity's thing, this book is Felicity's thing, and you will make any course to make it's yours. Like, you understood that thing.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. I mean, like I do have a feisty personality. Like I think because I have a lot of fire, I'm very reactive. But, like I don't consider myself a violent or aggressive
No, no,
person,
no.
but
It's not. It's not about violent. It's not about violent or aggression. It's about the, yeah, correct, exactly. Like this Mars is the planet which is associated with the war. So the fourth house, the Mars is staying. So which means that you will be usually fighting.
okay, got it.
Um.
Wait,
Then what is
oh,
that?
okay. I was gonna say, so right now, like you're reading the houses, right?
Correct.
Okay. Um, can you just so I get it, can you also go over the planets and what signs I have in the planets?
Like what?
Like for instance, my moon, like what my ascendant is, what the moon is, what my Mercury is in, what Venus is in. Because I was curious if it's different than
Yeah,
the
ascendant is in Tanu Bhava, which means Aries.
okay. But so like
This is Aries, Taurus, Gemini, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
okay, got it. But like how would that do is it different this chart than saying like my ascendant is in Aquarius or my Mercury is in Leo?
See, here the moon is in Taurus. If it is in Western astrology, moon will be in Aries.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah,
That
that's okay. Correct. So in the Putra Baba, the Ketu is staying. Like you will get a very fighty kid.
okay, got it.
Sun, Mercury, and Venus is staying on your Ari Bhava. Like Sun stands for father, Mercury stands for speech, and the Venus is stands for the pleasure. So your enemies are like um like your guardian, somebody which is like more masculine, like your father, then your words, also the your attraction to the materialistic pleasure. So there is three things which is staying in your enemy house, which is Sun, Mercury, and Venus.
Okay.
You want anything like any clarification on that?
Yeah, could you explain that a little more?
Like what?
So, being that like my sun and Mercury and Venus are in that, what would be like the characteristics of that in my life?
Like enemy house. So this is like the problems, like for example the speech and the Venus. One thing is like you have sattvic nature, and the speech you have to watch out the speech. If you more you the watch out, the more good you will be.
Okay, so like I should be more patient when I talk and be
No,
more
no, just
aware
more aware, like,
of what I'm saying because I can
yeah,
be impulsive. I could be impulsive when I talk.
yeah, correct.
Okay. Yeah, which makes sense because I mean, in Western astrology, my Mercury is in Leo, which is a fire sign, which sometimes, I talk fast and impulsively, you know. Oh, sorry, my dog wants to just go out. I'm right here. You can keep talking. I'm just gonna let him out quick.
Okay. You can.
I'm right here. I can still hear you.
Okay, so similar way, the Venus also staying on the sixth house. So which means that the Venus is the materialistic aspect, materialistic pleasure. The Venus, the planet Venus is actually speaking about the materialistic aspects of you.
Okay, got it.
And the son, that is that could be father.
Okay. So father, as in, do I have a strong connection with my father? Like I have a strong relationship with him, or I tend to have issues with my father,
You
or
tend to
he had,
have issues with your father.
okay. Yeah. Cause I mean, we did butt heads a lot growing up, but he had a strong impact on my life for sure.
And Yuvadi Baba, the planet which is staying is Jupiter. So Yuvadi is the planet which is actually for the relationship. Okay, the planet which signifies the relationship you can, I mean, the relationship in the sense the partner which you can have in your life. So Jupiter is staying on your seventh house, so it signifies that the at this particular point of time, the relationship that could stay in your life is mostly like you could only relate with the people who are actually more wiser. So you have a kind of fiery nature and like healing power, and also you does many work in adult industry, and you do things music and stuffs like that. So for you to get an exact match, it is very difficult.
Got it.
And so if they have to be they have to be a little bit wiser in order to stay in relation with you.
So based on this, I tend to be more attracted to people with wisdom and experience rather than like I would get bored quickly with someone that wasn't intelligent.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, that makes a lot of sense because even I've always tended to be attracted to people that were a bit older than me because they have more wisdom. Because most people my age I get very bored with because they don't have a lot of life experience and they don't have a lot of wisdom.
Yeah, so this is the quality you look, I mean, that is the quality can actually satisfy you,
Okay.
wisdom.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Labha is Rahu, so you see the mystical experience also.
Okay.
And in the 12th house which is staying, the Saturn is staying. So uh Saturn, the 12th house is the house of the moksha or the liberation. So in that house the Saturn is staying, so you have to be, if you are seeking the liberation in this lifetime, you have to be so much working towards that. You have to be very hard working towards that liberation.
Okay.
So liberation is a different thing, it's not like salvation. You know the difference between the salvation and liberation, right? Like salvation is the kind of like a Christian god model, like there is hell and heaven is there. So once we die we will go either of that. That is the Semitic god model, like Islamism and Christian religions which put forth like but the Eastern religion, we look for the salvation. Salvation is different from the we look for the liberation. Liberation is different from the salvation.
Okay. Got it.
So
So
liberation is the kind of getting unite with the absolute or the Brahman, or the self realization um is the entire motive of the life. There is no other motive.
okay. So I tend to seek connection with liberation, like as in
So
what does
if you want the liberation in this lifetime, you have to be hardworking towards that.
okay. Is there any indication that like I would be interested in religion or more like just spiritual practices within, like does that indicate any type of things that I might look for? Like am I achieving working towards liberation perhaps like through yoga? Is that why maybe like I was attracted to yoga?
So you see the more spiritual person is actually more religious, like not in the common sense of religion, like
Okay.
going to the church or temple or things like that, that not practicing a dogmatic kind of practices, like many people does the dogmatic kind of practices, like whatever the way which they have been taught to, that they are actually not religious. They can't think through what is actually happening. They're following the
Okay.
dogma.
Got
So
it.
the spiritual persons which is actually looking for the liberation can actually think through what is actually happening. So like you are somebody who want to be into that particular path, and for that you have to be working very hard
Okay. Got it.
if you are aiming for that.
Yeah, because I was just curious because like the first 10 to 12 years of my life, like I was in Catholic school. Like I went to religious school, and I never felt so religiously inclined, right? But like I always kind of I developed a strong sense of spirituality like at a young age. So I was just curious if there was some type of connection there. Hold on, I'm getting my dog again. This is my dog.
Hey,
Hi.
hi. What's his name?
Feli.
Feli. Hi, Feli. You want to get a chart reading?
Arr. He was born on 4/20,
We will do it another day.
April 20th. Yeah, he's a good boy.
So see here the dashas, the things which is like we will be under influence of each planet at a particular point of time. Like probably you might be 29 now.
Yep, I am.
29 is 1 month and 9 days. Like so the first 17 years you were under influence of Buddha. Buddha is the planet of the uh wisdom, like this might be the knowledge and things like that. So first 17 years you were under influence of the knowledge. Okay, like till the age of at least till the age of 15. So I could relate that you were in Catholic school till the age of 12. So what
Yep,
was happening, like you were into the path of knowledge that time.
yep,
Then
that makes sense.
Ketu came into the picture, like 7 plus 7, 24. So somewhere around 21, 22, you were under the influence of Ketu, which means that you've been uh, obsessive that time. Like after the age of 14, 15, you become so obsessive.
I become more opposite. Or did you say?
Obsessive, obsessive.
What does that mean?
Like you are so obsessive about things, like I want this wallet, this is my wallet, like you become like so obsession.
Obsession. Okay, obsession towards anything specific, because during that time, like I'd say like after 15, I got really into health and nutrition during that time, like, and I became kind of obsessive with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you are like, it's not just you practice a lot into that thing, like,
Yeah.
so after that, after the age of 21, you were under the influence of the planet Venus. So that last like 22 to 25, it lasted. So what does it
Yeah.
means? The Venus is the planet which is actually into like materialistic pleasure. It will evoke the materialistic pleasure aspect in your life. Like you will get attracted to the materialistic pleasure in that particular time.
Okay, and that's from what, 25 on?
It up to 25.
Up to 25. So after
Mm.
25, I become less interested in it.
Yeah, like 1 second. The Venus is staying in the enemy house also. So this what happens once the Venus is awoken, the Venus is actually staying in enemy house also. But this attraction has actually, this obsession has actually made problems in your life also. Then the planet Sun comes. So after the 25, the planet Sun comes, which will start till the age of 26. So what happens is like this is the time like 25 to somewhere around 25 to 27, the relationship with the father has been broken so much, and so much problems has happened.
Got it.
Then from there the moon will come. You got attracted to the female, like female goddess or the feminine expression after the age of 28, like 27, 27 and a half. You start to get more into the divine feminine experiences which is started to develop on you.
That makes a lot of sense.
Hmm?
Because that makes a lot of sense. Because like I feel like I've tapped into more of my nurturing feminine role the past couple of years more than ever before.
So that will stay till the 28 and a half or 29, approximately 29 it will stay.
Got it.
Like it was very intense in the past years.
Yeah, definitely.
Then now the Mars come, so 29. So that will transcend, this female aspect will, the feminine goddess worship aspect will change. That will change to Mars. Um, so you will get more established into that thing, and after 29 it will change into Rahu, which means that you will start to get true mystical experiences uh, some after that 30.
So after 30, I'll maybe be more tapped into like psychic experiences or so.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is like the yoga, whether you like it or not, it will actually help you to get mystical experiences. It will increase your consciousness.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense.
So actually when we get access to different dimensions which is existing, it will actually start to give different experience to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, your chart is complete. You have any questions?
Wow, no, that was really interesting. I mean, a lot of it made sense to, I mean, I guess kind of what I already studied. So yeah, no, I really appreciate the time that you put into this and explaining it all to me because I love learning about myself, in any capacity. So yeah, this is great.
You want to say anything which people are actually listening to our conversation?
Yeah, I mean, well, I would encourage them to get a reading from you and, just be more open to hearing different types of ways that they can learn about themselves. Because I mean, it's a great thing to hear someone else's perspective on your life, and to learn more information that makes you feel more comfortable with who you are. So yeah, I mean, it was great talking to you, and I have some friends that I can recommend to you that would be interested in talking to you too. So we could definitely stay in touch, and now that we've met, it will be easier to stay in touch,
Thank you for listening to my podcast. You could connect with me in arunsyoga.in, where you could see my contact details, including my phone number, my WhatsApp, and email ID. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes.